shot, Nelson. Go for your gun whenever you're ready.
Go ahead, why don't you draw?
I'll count 3, and you better draw. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm Rob Word. Welcome to A Word on Wayne. That's right, as part of our annual May tribute to John Wayne, I like to feature programs all about Duke. While this one's not about Duke per se, it does have one of his good friends and frequent co-star and fellow Academy Award winner, Ben Johnson. That's right, Ben Johnson is a top gun in today's Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. Six-Gun Nelson goes up against Ben, and it is a lot of fun. Now, Ben Johnson had been a stuntman for Johnny Weissmuller, John Wayne, Wild Bill Elliott, and Randolph Scott, among many others, before John Ford put him in a starring role in Wagon Master. But in a film that was shot after that was done, Rio Grande. Now, this is the one with Ben doing the Roman riding as Sergeant Tyree on the run. It's a great film. Duke, of course, is in that as well. And something happened between John Ford and Ben that they weren't working together again until 1964 in Cheyenne Autumn. So what Ben did? Well, he went off and rodeoed for a couple of years, and in 1953 won the rodeo championship for team roping. But being on the road as a rodeo star wasn't quite as well paying as the Hollywood paycheck that Ben had already gotten used to. So he ventured back to Los Angeles and started appearing on just about every Western TV show there was, and even a non-Western or two, like Ozzie and Harriet. There's a wonderful dream sequence where you'll see John Doucette, a terrific actor and villain in a lot of films, in a shootout with Ozzie Nelson. But the real shootout comes later with Ben Johnson. There's a lot of cowboy kids in this, and it's one of my favorites. Now, when I was growing up watching Ozzie and Harriet, it was a regular weekly event for the whole family. There was Ozzie, Harriet, David, and that irrepressible Ricky, and the fifth member of the Nelson family was the laugh track. And you'll be happy to know that it's featured prominently in today's episode as well. So if you like it, let us know, send us a note, write us a comment, and see us on Patreon, where we have some surprise goodies for all of you in our posse out there. Right now, let's get to Ben and Ozzie in Top Gun.
Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, starring the entire Nelson family. Here's Ozzie. Here's Harriet. Here's David. And here's Ricky. Here they are, America's favorite family, the Nelsons.
Butch and Doc are coming. Besides, they've got a lot of great opening day bargains. Just a second. Harriet, would you hand me that paper? Thank you. For instance, lettuce, 8 cents a head. Where can you get it for 5? Harriet, did you know you can get lettuce for 5 cents a head over at Slater's?
Well, yeah, if you want to buy a shrunken head.
How about this? They've got Dinkendorf's fruit cocktail, 10 cents a can. Dinkendorf's. I think I've heard of it. Besides, how bad can it be if it's in a can? Oh, swell, Joe. I know I could count on you. Well, thanks a lot. We'll see you over there then. Okay. Well, that's 6 we can count on definitely.
I'll be back in a couple hours.
Okay, dear.
Where are you going?
Over to the market. They're arranging the program.
Well, you mean there's going to be somebody else on the show besides you?
Oh, yeah. They're trying to get a couple TV personalities.
Oh, swell. It's really going to be a big thing, huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to be late. I'll see you later, Pa.
Okay, son.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, dear.
Oh, hi, Tony. What's the matter?
James boys are after me.
Don't shoot, you guys. I'm unarmed.
You never touched me.
You got me, partner.
See, Mr. Nelson, that was great.
Oh, thank you.
Have you ever been shot before?
Oh, a few times.
Boy, you sure died great.
Oh, thanks a lot. You guys are darn good shots.
Take a look at my new gun.
Oh, hey, that's a beauty.
It's a genuine Tex Barton.
Tex Barton?
Yeah. Yeah, haven't you ever seen him on television?
Oh, yeah, I guess maybe I have at that.
He has a real gun like that. He's about the fastest draw in the world.
Well, maybe on television, but in the days of the old Wild West, I'll bet my great-grandfather could have plugged him and 2 other guys while he was trying to get his gun out of the holster.
Was your great-grandfather a real gunslinger?
Oh, are you kidding? He was one of the fastest guns in Dodge City. They had a whole section of Boot Hill Cemetery dedicated to his victims.
How come I've never seen him on television?
Well, he was kind of a modest fellow. Besides, you don't see all those things on television, you know.
Was he ever in any gunfights like the one at the OK Corral?
Oh, sure. I remember hearing about this one time when he outdrew the Laramie Kid.
Gosh.
Yeah, the way I heard it, see, my great-grandfather, Six-Gun Nelson, that's what they called him, he was standing in the Dodge City Amusement Palace one night, and he just ordered a glass of, milk.
Yes, sir, Mr. Nelson.
Stranger in these parts, ain't you?
Oh, yes, I am, ma'am.
My name's Lulu. What's your handle?
Oh, my handle's Ivory. Nelson.
Oh, glad to meet you, Mr. Nelson.
Would you care to dance?
Well, sure, don't mind if I do.
Not so fast, stranger. I'm fixing to have this dance with Lulu.
Well, while you was fixing to have it, I started. You can have the next dance, maybe.
Oh, I'm gonna have this one.
Wait.
I'm having this one.
Wait a minute. There are other girls here with stronger arms.
Looks like you don't realize who you're messing around with, Shorty.
No, and I don't care, Chubby.
Where I come from, they call me the Laramie Kid. That change your thinking, stranger?
It's all right. I'll dance with him.
You stay right where you are, sister.
Anytime you're ready, Shorty.
So that's just about the way it happened.
But you told us your great-grandfather outdrew the Laramie Kid.
Well, he did. See, my great-grandfather drew more people out to his funeral than the Laramie Kid.
You made that story up.
Well, maybe I added a little bit to it, but my great-grandfather was pretty fast on the draw.
Hey, Mr. Nelson, what time is it?
It's almost 5:30.
Hey, you guys, it's time for Tex Barton. No, it's too late. By the time we get home, the program will be over.
Well, look, you can watch him on our set if you like.
Gee, thanks.
Okay, Marshal, just drop those guns on the ground.
Don't you, eh?
Who'd you think it was, Billy the Kid?
You get the guns, Oz, for your birthday?
No, these are Tony's.
You took them away from him? Shame on you, Oz.
No, the kids have been watching television.
Well, don't let us interrupt you, Oz. Just go on playing. We'll just saddle up and ride out of here.
If you should happen to pull the trigger before you get the gun out of the holster, you can reach me down at the Elks Club.
You want to try them, Doc?
No, thanks, Oz. We've outgrown that.
Oh, come on now. You mean to say you guys don't watch Westerns on television?
Well, sure.
How could you help it?
I admit I've wished lots of times I could have lived in those old days of the Wild West. Haven't you ever felt that way?
Oh, I suppose so. When I was 10 or 11, maybe.
I gave up the idea when I was 9, when I found out about girls.
I think every red-blooded American would like to have lived in those old days. Get a chance to outdraw the fastest gun in town.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you, Oz. At least not while you got those guns in your hands.
Pretty smart, partner.
Well, we didn't come here to argue anyway, Oz. We just want to know what time we have to be at the supermarket tomorrow.
Oh, I guess about 1 o'clock.
Oh, okay. See you then.
Okay.
Draw! Bang! Don't just stand there, Doc. Get the bullet out of that man. Come on, old pate.
Shh, Tex Barton.
Oh.
All right, Winslow. I'm calling your bluff.
That's the way you want it. That's the way you'll get it. All right, Sheriff. Let's see how fast you really are.
Stop talking and start shooting.
Did you see that, you guys? Mr. Nelson got him. He outdrew him.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, you did. If you'd have been there, Mr. Nelson, Tex would have been dead. Then the whole series would have been over.
Well, they probably slowed the film down a little so you could see exactly how he was doing it.
No, they didn't. You shot him fair and square.
Who shot who fair and square?
Mr. Nelson just drew faster than Tex Barton.
Well, I guess that's the end of the series then.
No, I was just playing around with Tony's guns.
That didn't look like playing around to me. You handled that gun like a real gunslinger.
Oh, well, that doesn't surprise me. Mr. Nelson tell you about his great-grandfather?
Yeah, but Mr. Nelson's even better. I bet you could outdraw Tex Barton in real life. Oh, no, he couldn't. He could, too. He could not.
Oh, hi there, fellas.
Hi, Ricky.
Hi, Rick.
Hey, Rick, can you sing Tex Barton's theme song?
No, I'm afraid I don't know that one. I'll have to ask him to teach it to me at the supermarket tomorrow.
Oh, is he going to be there?
Yeah, in person. The manager just told me.
With his guns?
Oh, yeah. And they're going to have a drawing contest.
Or you mean a drawing for a car or something?
Oh, no, drawing guns. Tex is challenging all comers to try and outdraw him. And if anybody does, he'll get a free Tex Barton Indian teepee. How does that sound, fellas?
That's just what we need for our club. Will you do it, Mr. Nelson?
Well, do what?
Win the teepee for us.
Gee, I don't know, fellas.
Thanks. Oh, thanks, you guys. Mr. Nelson's going to win us a real Indian teepee.
All right, what kind of cereal is this?
Sure shots.
What?
Oh, they're shaped like bullets. It's Tex Barton's favorite cereal.
Thanks a lot.
Oh. Here, this came in the box. There now, you're a full-fledged deputy in Tex Barton Straight Shooters.
Morning, ma'am. Mind if we come in and put on the feed bag?
No.
I think you know Chester. Sure hungry, ma'am.
We'll set a spell. The victuals are on the table.
Morning, Marshal.
Howdy, boys.
Don't upset the Marshal, Davy. He's liable to gun you down.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't shoot an unarmed man. That's the code of the West.
Yeah, but he's from the East.
But it may interest you folks to know I'm not going to be in that contest this afternoon.
Well, you can't disappoint the kids. You promised them.
Well, I've already spoken to them, and they understand.
Well, what excuse did you give?
Well, I just told them the truth. I have to mow the lawn and work in the yard today.
You mean you're not going to hear Ricky sing?
Well, I heard him sing in the shower this morning. Sounded darn good, too.
Well, that was me, Papa. Thanks.
Well, maybe if you start on the lawn right now, you can finish in time to get over to the opening. You better take your gun. It may be the Dalton boys.
What's going on, fellas?
We're doing your line for you, Mr. Nelson, so you'll be able to go down to the opening and shoot it out with Tex Barton.
Oh, wait a second. That's very nice, boys, but, gee, these tools are awful heavy for you guys.
Oh, that's okay. Hey, fellas, look. Mr. Nelson's the sheriff. Yeah, I got one of those, too. Don't you worry, Mr. Nelson. We'll finish up the yard. You go on and practice.
Oh, well, gee, really, fellas, I'd rather not.
You're not afraid of Tex Barton, are you? You kidding?
Of course not.
Of course he isn't. He just doesn't want to show him up. That's it, isn't it, Mr. Nelson?
Well, yeah, it would be kind of embarrassing for him.
Yeah, but he's asking for it, and when a guy asks for it, he deserves whatever he gets.
That's for sure.
That's the spirit, Mr. Nelson. How about that, fellas? We're practically sitting in the teepee right now.
How do you look, Pop?
Pretty desperate. You got the stopwatch?
Right here.
Okay, you count to 3.
1, 2, 3. A minute and 25 seconds.
So, it's impossible.
Well, whatever it was, you're dead.
Gun stuck in the holster. Give me another chance here.
Okay, but in the old days, you only had one chance.
Well, this isn't the old days, fortunately. Now try with my left hand.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I didn't hit anybody down there, did I?
No, what happened?
Well, the gun slipped out of my hand. It's a little accident. Will you bring in the house for me, Tony, please?
Okay.
Thanks.
And now we're going to have a short intermission. Right afterwards, we'll have the fast draw contest with Tex Barton, one of the fastest guns on television. In the meantime, folks, don't forget our sardines and fruit cocktails.
Well, won't be long now.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get some shopping done. I'll see you back here later.
Okay.
Hi, Oz. We've been looking all over for you. Gee, Rick sure sounded great.
Oh, yeah, he sure did. Well, thanks a lot for coming down, fellas. Where's your car parked? You're leaving now, aren't you?
No. We're going to stick around Tex Barton.
Sure, we want to see the gunfight.
Oh, no, that's kid stuff.
Kid stuff. When they first made that announcement, we kind of thought maybe you were going to enter the contest.
Oh.
Mr. Nelson, Tex Barton's waiting. They want to start the contest right away.
So you are entering the contest.
Oh, well, I thought I might try and win that Indian teepee for the kids.
Come on, Mr. Nelson, you're going to be first.
Well, so long, partner. See you on Boot Hill.
I might not even.
Oh, sure.
Gee, I don't know if I ought to watch this. I can't stand this sight of blood.
Good luck, dear. I'm counting on you.
Oh, thanks a lot.
And here he is, Tex Barton.
Good luck, Tex.
Thank you.
Come on, Mr. Nelson.
Here goes nothing.
And here's our first challenger.
Careful, that's my shooting hand there.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
How's it feel?
It's kind of heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, the men of the Old West were really men.
You gentlemen ready?
Yes, fine, thank you.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a man here who's going to try to outdraw Tex Barton, the fastest gun alive. And that's mainly the reason he's still alive. I'm sure most of you know our challenger. He lives here in the neighborhood, Mr. Ozzie Nelson. Now, I want you folks to imagine that this is a real gunfight. This isn't the parking lot of our new supermarket where we have a special today on picnic hams. This is the main street of that roaring town of the Old West, Muddy Gulch, Wyoming. Stand by, folks, and get ready to clear the main street. Now, Six-Gun Nelson here has just come out of the happy hour gambling palace when suddenly he comes face to face with his arch rival, Tex Barton. They look at each other and then start that long, slow walk from which only one will return.
All right, Nelson, go for your gun whenever you're ready.
Go ahead, why don't you draw?
I'll count 3, and you better draw. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, this consolation prize isn't bad. I'm almost glad you didn't win.
Well, that Tex is pretty fast on the draw. I'm just sorry to disappoint the kids, though. I was hoping I'd win that teepee for them.
Oh, well, they'll forget all about it.
Oh.
Hello, Doc. Hi, Butch.
Hi, fellas.
Hey, you left kind of early.
Well, there was nothing more for me to hang around there for.
Well, you were pretty fast on the draw, Oz, but not quite fast enough.
Look, I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses, but I think I might have had a chance with that guy, but my gun's stuck in the holster.
Yeah, too bad, Oz. Take a look at the man who really did outdraw Tex Barton.
Were you?
No, me.
Butch, that's wonderful. Congratulations.
Easy, Harriet. Any sudden move is liable to go for his gun.
How'd you do it?
Oh, I just used the old psychology. You see, I saw this long line of guys challenging him, so I just got around to the end of the line. By the time he got to me, he was so tired he could hardly lift the gun out of the holster.
Oh, that's cheating.
Well, somebody had to win the TP for the kids.
You think you're top gun in this territory, partner? You're gonna have to prove it to me.
Hold your fire, man.
What have you got there, Rick?
Well, the manager at the supermarket gave it to me. A whole case of Dinkendorf's fruit cocktail. You know, Mom, this singing business pays off pretty good.
Okay, men, I think we done enough talking. Step back, Butch, and reach for your gun.
I'm unarmed. You wouldn't shoot an unarmed man.
No, I guess you're right. That's the code of the Old West. I'll tell you this much. If you're not out of this town by sundown tomorrow, you'd better be wearing your guns.
I'll be wearing them, stranger. And we'll see who's top gun in this territory.
And I'll be there to see that everything's fair and square.
Come on, Doc. I can see we ain't welcome around here.
And keep the doc close to you. You'll be needing them.
So long, Rex. So long, Harriet.
So long, you varmints.
You know, Harriet, I'm kind of glad I didn't beat Tex to the draw.
Oh?
Now, you take old Butch there. Up until today, he was just an ordinary citizen, minding his own business. Now look at him. A marked man. Why, his life won't be his own. Every punk kid in the territory will be waiting for the chance to gun down the man that beat Tex to the draw. Every time he goes past a parked car or steps into an ice cream store, there'll be somebody else. There's always somebody else. There's always a faster gun somewhere.
Ham?
What'd you say?
Oh, they had a ham in the basket. Isn't that nice?
I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Now, I was one of those 1950s cowboy kids like you saw playing with Ozzie in this episode. We had hats, pistols, cap pistols, of course, cowboy boots, and we ran around the neighborhood rescuing damsels in distress. One of those little kids you might have noticed was Stanley Livingston, Before My Three Sons. Now, he did 380 episodes of that, but Ozzie and Harriet is still the longest-running situation comedy, live-action situation comedy. We don't count The Simpsons. Ever made, 435 episodes from 1952 to 1966, the last season being in color. Now, if you'd like to see more about John Wayne and Ben Johnson, watch the interview I did on Zoom with Claude Jarman Jr. He played John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara's son in the classic Rio Grande. And you can also see Ben doing some Roman writing. Find out the real story, all about that from Claude on A Word on Westerns. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.